Now, I was able to speak with the victim's family today. They have seen that surveillance footage, and they tell me that it shows unnecessary use of force by police. Take a look. This video gives the family of Derek Ellis Cook insight into his final moments, but questions remain.
I want to know why they killed my son. I just want to know why. What happened?
This man.
All right, peace and blessings, ladies and gentlemen. All praises to the Most High. The news clip that you just saw briefly was that regarding Derek Amir Ellis Cook, who was unfortunately unalived by police in Burien, Washington in September of 2022. Of course, without the information sent to me by someone who watches this show, I would have no knowledge of the situation, and probably you would have no knowledge of the situation. This happened once again in Burien, Washington in September of 2022. There was no national coverage, no national outrage, and I vaguely find a article about this incident. No details. The details are sketchy, but I am going to play you the news report from this incident, which is about 2 minutes long, 2.5 minutes long. And in this clip, experts and authorities are going to try to justify the unaliving of this young black man. Now, the backstory goes that police were called to what they describe as a domestic disturbance in the Rosenberg apartment section of Burien, Washington. They said that during this domestic disturbance, shots were quote unquote fired. Now, in the article and, further investigation, they don't say whether this was true. Were there witnesses to this quote unquote domestic disturbance where shots were fired? But apparently, Derek Amir Ellis Cook walked away from this scene. Now, also, it doesn't say if Derek Amir Ellis Cook was the individual that was reportedly involved in the domestic dispute. All they say is officers arrived near the scene and they noticed Amir Ellis walking down the street, and you're going to see this. They noticed him walking out down the street, and then before they even get out the car good, Mr. Ellis is struck by police gunfire. And once again, he succumbed to his injuries. There are people in the video and you're going to see the actual video, who are going to try and say that there was sparks coming from where Mr. Ellis was standing and trying to imply that he fired upon officers first. Once again, I don't know anybody who was just walking around and when they see police, they're just going to open fire on them. But without further ado, I am going to let you watch this video and then you tell me what you think in the comments.
Surveillance video may offer some insight into the moment a man was shot by Burien police. Now look closely here. Officers say they were responding to a domestic disturbance call on Saturday morning when that man left the scene. They say police found him there about a half mile away, but within seconds he was shot. This started at an apartment on Roseburg Avenue South. Cairo 7's Gwen Baumgartner is live a few minutes from the scene at the Burien police station. That is where 4 officers are on leave during the investigation. Gwen?
Yeah, they are, and it is protocol following a show like this. Now, I was able to speak with the victim's family today. They have seen that surveillance footage, and they tell me that it shows unnecessary use of force by police. Take a look. This video gives the family of Derek Ellis Cook insight into his final moments, but questions remain.
I want to know why they killed my son. I just want to know why. What happened?
This man, the family says is Derek, is seen walking on the sidewalk before police cars closed in. Seconds later, he's down on the ground.
I started hearing the shooting, so I went down on the ground. And then after that, I just heard that they said, I got him, I got him.
This business owner offers a first-hand account and the surveillance footage. She recalls hearing multiple gunshots and, unlike his family, believes Derek shot first.
I mean, I'm not a professional, but it looks like.
So we asked a professional, Jim Fuda with Crime Stoppers, who regularly analyzes crime videos. He points to this moment behind the SUV, a flash of light from where Derek is said to be standing.
Which indicates is that, to me, is that some shots were fired from where the suspect was standing.
He also suspects Derek fired first, but adds that it's difficult to be certain and the stakes are incredibly high.
If those were in fact gunshots, the flashes that we see is that looks very justifiable to me.
The family denies police were justified and believe Derek was unarmed at the time. I reached out to investigators. No answers. The family wants justice from police.
They're allowing things like this to happen and withholding things from their family.
The family tells me that they plan to stage a protest here in front of the police station tomorrow as they seek out those answers. Now, as for the investigation into their son and brothers, that is ongoing, but it is being led by the Des Moines Police Department. Live in Burien, Gwen Baumgartner, Cairo 7 News.
And so there you see the news and their narrative that Mr. Ellis Cook fired upon the police officers first. Now, then you see they had a witness, the Latina lady. She said, well, I just heard the shooting and I got down. And then they say that she feels that he fired first. And then the Latina lady says, well, I am not a professional, but that's just what it looked like to me. So if you got down, how did you see what was happening? Evidently, once again, they showed her that tape, which was possibly or probably doctored, and showing her the little flash of the muzzle. Now, also, you had the expert who, quote unquote, analyzes crime scene videos. He once again says that, there was a flash on the muzzle, and if it is, that seems justified. But I can't be too sure, but the stakes are high. So if you can't be too sure, why even mention that? And also, again, he calls the man a suspect. Now, we all know what that does to an individual once they are unalived. That puts a suspicious notation on their character. And so this is another incident that we have seen, and once again, this my brother said, shout out to my brother from Seattle who put this in the message box. But this is very, very, very contrite. Like, there's no little information. Now, if the man was quote unquote shot at the scene, now why isn't there other articles that says yes, a gun was found on him, yes, these rounds were fired from where he stood, there was gunpowder residue on his hands, but there is nothing substantiating that claim that Mr. Ellis fired upon the officers. Now, once again, this happened in September the 22nd. I cannot find any more information on this situation. And so if you guys are in that area, feel free to reach out and tell me if the officers were in fact charged or not charged. They also said 4 officers are on leave. And we all know what that means. That means leave with pay. So here again, we have another unalivement. A young man lost his life, and now the officers are being paid for basically unalivement. Like, they don't mention how many times he was shot. They don't mention any. There are no details. All we know is that Derek Amir Ellis Cook lost his life, and there is no recourse for that family. And so I just wanted to share this for my brother who sent it. Like that footage, once again, has not been shared. You remember a few years back, that footage would have probably been on every news station. But we have been so desensitized to these police unalivements that it's not even national news anymore. We'd rather hear about, Papoose and Remy Ma and P. Diddy and whatever other scandal. But the constant loss of life to black men at the hand of police is no longer an issue. It's just the run-of-the-mill, everyday occurrence in America, which it should not be. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings. Thank y'all for tuning in.
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you in your feet. Taylor House, we got the scoop. Taylor House Publishing.